Welcome to a tutorial on touching up an AI-generated portrait. This is Kai B from AI Art Reference. We are working in Corel Painter 2023 on a Wacom tablet. The image was generated in Midjourney and the prompt was a beautiful pose. To get started, we're going to first get rid of some of these blemishes on the forehead. To do that, we're going to use the dropper tool. And we're just going to select the area next to the blemish. And then we're going to use a brush tool to paint over the blemish. And it's a good idea to try to match the texture, and you can do this with stippling. And once you feel like the area is matching the surrounding area, zoom out, see what you got. Looks good, so let's move on to the next section. So we're just going to do the same thing to this little blemish over here that the AI had created. Just trying to create that same texture. Same thing here. We have to do this over and over again, trying to create the same shape, make it look like we never touched it. It's always a good idea to keep zooming out and check on your work. Now this area is going to be a little bit harder. But first, we're going to take out the easy parts. Lots of stippling. If you don't know what stippling is, it's just where you push the pen in dots. So you don't create lines, you create dots, and it creates textures. So I'm just stippling the nose to get that blemish to go away. Now this monstrosity is going to be a hard one. So we're just going to start on the edge and work our way in. I'm just blending till it feels right, and I'm not pushing too hard with my brush in hopes that it will blend in the image. As I do this, I try to think about how the colors affect the shape and the texture. There's a lot of things to think about. So I'm just trying to blend things in so it doesn't look like I did anything. But it just looks like the AI knew what it was doing. I'm working from the edge and moving inward. There's a lot of scarring right here, and the way to get that scarring to go away is to blend the midtones. If you notice, there's a highlight and then there's a shadow. That's what makes it look like there's a ridge there. But if we smooth that out, it will go away and create clean, beautiful skin. Now I'm just taking a blender brush and just getting a general smoothing effect. This just helps make everything smooth and nice. When I blend, I try to pull the colors from the outside in. So we're switching back to the oil brush. There's lots of selecting where I'll select the color and then I'll hurry and quickly start painting. It's a really fast process. I really like that light shelf, so I want to maintain that, but still have it look like it's blending into the surrounding surfaces. Now that mole, we're just going to leave that, because we do want it to look lifelike too, and be realistic. Just doing lots of stippling. All it is copy and paint, copy and paint. Copy the color and go over the affected areas. And I make little strokes, because when I make little strokes, it creates random patterns that are unrecognizable to the eye. I'm just trying to blend that underneath. And it's looking pretty good now. This ear, because it's in the shadow, it shouldn't have that highlight there. So we're gonna get rid of that. Also gonna fix the front part of the ear. There's a little highlight over here. I don't want to draw attention to it. I want the focus to be the face, so we're going to get rid of it. Same over here, do the same thing. It looks like she has a little bit of dandruff in here. So we'll get rid of that too. Now the neck does not look right. So we're going to fix this. First we're going to draw the outline of where the neck should be. I'm not going to get it right at first, but we'll work our way into it. Now I'm just pulling the colors that are nearby and matching the tones and and the fill. I'm bringing the darker tones closer to the edge. It's already starting to look a lot better, but we're not quite there yet. When you're fixing AI generated images, use references to figure out where the AI went wrong, and that will give you a good idea of how to fix the problem. Sometimes I can't pull the right color, so then I have to guess where it is on the color graph. I'm always zooming out to check to see if my work looks right. It's the same thing when you're oil painting. It's a good idea to step back away from the painting and see if what you're doing is cohesive and makes sense. So that hair, I don't like what it's doing. It doesn't look right. Let's get rid of that. Once again, starting from the edge and working my way in. So there wasn't a color available for me in between those two, the dark and the light, so I just made up the difference in the graph, and then I just started blending in the two colors together. Copy the color and then just put it down. I'm going to save. Always save. So now I've got all these down. I can start. So I'm going to pull the opacity down to like 20. We're going to start blending this in. And there we go. And then I just need to come in here smooth things up a little bit. So I've made my size smaller. I just want that to be a really smooth line. And now it doesn't look so weird. Actually, we're going to switch over to our general blender. Just going to get this to blend in a little bit. We want it to look nice. It's a little bright right here. So all I got to do now, come back to our general oils. And we're just going to darken this just a little bit. We need to fix this hair right here. So, just grab the colors around it. That makes sense. And then, let's see, probably this color. Just gonna get this to blend in there. So I'm noticing that this is here. Let's get rid of that. That's an easy fix. That we can do really easy. Just blending this stuff in. Now I'm going to blend it all over. Random movements with the Wacom tablet. Still feels a little dark. So we're just going to take this, bring it in here, bring it in. Perfect. Bring it in. Bring it in. Remember, I'm using a brush that auto decays the paint strength and turns into a blender. So we have this shadow here from the chin. This is our main shadow. We have reflected light, reflected light. So I'm actually going to get rid of that main shadow in hopes that it won't draw attention to it. So like this shadow, gonna get rid of that a little bit. So now let's see if we can find another problem. So here we have the light source. It's coming up from the top left. Forehead's fine. This scattered light, does that make sense? Do we want this to be scattered light? Because there's no scattered light here, but then there is some on her shoulder. To me, that doesn't make sense. So, I'm just gonna come in here, start getting rid of it. And just work it. We need to get this color right here. And then we need to drop the opacity so that we can get some easier blends. the orange glow on the edge. We can get rid of this line now. But we want to kind of leave in this orange glow. And that will come down through here. And now we're just gonna slowly work in these colors. Need to get rid of that. And this color here. Just gonna bring it on, blend it on up. This over here, get that color, it just takes patience and calculating and deciding, does that look right, does that look wrong, what makes it look wrong. We just need to take this color right here, just divvy it up a little bit, get rid of that really dark shadow that wouldn't normally be there. What I'm doing is I'm going from white to yellow, yellow to orange, orange to brown. And whatever's happening here, we're just gonna get rid of. Just want it to look kind of more uniform. Just going to bring this white up into here. Now we're going to master this image. To master this in Corel Painter, we're going to go up here to Effects. We're going to go to Tonal Control, and we're going to do Equalize. And then this shows a graph of what is going on. Now what we want to do is we want to test the waters. So if I bring the white down, what it does is it brightens up the top end, but that's being blown out, so we can't do that. And we can't darken it either because it's already pretty dark. If I take the gamma, and let's say I increase the percentage, it makes it darker. If I take the gamma and make it less, it brightens up the whole image. I feel like 40% is too much, and I feel like 50% is not enough, so let's try 44. So here's our before. I'm going to click on the preview to see what it looks like. Now we do lose some saturation, but it also brings out more of the details, and we can understand the subject a little bit better. I'm going to hit OK because I like it. And we're going to look at focus and sharpen. What I like to do is I like to test the waters. We're going to look at circular and Gaussian, and we are going to decide which one I like better. I feel like the Gaussian is more natural. The amount is the area that it will affect, because if I make this smaller, it doesn't make as much difference, or it makes the area smaller. If I turn down the highlight, that's just the intensity. So we have the size of the area and then intensity. I find if you go down to like 3%, preview it. So here's before, here's after. See how it just makes the eyes pop. Hit OK. Now we've done tonal control and sharpened it. It's done. Thank you for watching. For more AI art content, check out the Patreon page linked in the description below.